Hello and welcome to Bendy, a podcast about being flexible in all of the ways that means. Thanks for joining us. My name is Andy Young, and I'm one of your progressive, pleasurable hosts. Joining me, as always, is our other progressive and pleasurable host, Beth Martin. Beth, a pleasure as always. What's the crack?
Uh, so we had our Independence Day here. Pew pew pew. I always think of Bill Pullman giving his Independence Day speech.
Ah, you can only wish you had Bill Pullman as your president.
I know.
What
It's
a
funny,
what
I'm
a
crying.
dream that would be. Uh-huh.
So, so yeah, so we can't like I don't we can't light fireworks. So everybody like goes to the middle school and they put on like a big everybody basically it costs the town $50,000 US to like put on a fireworks show for everybody.
Okay.
Um, because it's fire season, baby, and I'm getting a warning. I don't know, every other day,
What's your
sometimes
what's your rating currently?
we're in terms of like yeah, like on the
Yeah.
scale of
Uh,
we're in the yellow zone,
okay.
not the yeah, so but yeah. So uh but it's just like uh it's me. I missed Mike because he wasn't here and it was
Hmm.
just like me and the kids and I was like, can I make this fun? So I did. I went as all American as I possibly could. Got potato salad, I got
Yes.
hot dogs, I got Ruffles potato chips, I got
Hmm.
watermelon. So
Hmm.
we had like played in the pool, we had hot dogs, and then I like got cotton candy from Amazon because last year we stood in the cotton candy line for like 45 fucking minutes and spent $30. And it like melts, it's so hot here, right?
Yeah.
But it was actually I did it all by
Hmm.
myself. I found parking all by myself. I got the kids there safely. They found a
Hmm.
friend from camp, and it's like they saw people they knew. I saw people I knew, so that this thing is starting to happen where I'm like starting to feel like I'm part of the community, and
Nice.
like people recognize me, they say hi, as opposed to like, I mean, you've moved to new places before and you know that feeling of like no one knows me and I have like complete anonymity. Um, and it's like I have less of that now and I didn't know how I would feel about it.
Hmm.
But I'm feeling good about it. I feel
That's
okay
nice.
about it. Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah, I kind of have mixed feelings about it when I see people in the streets. 'Cause, like truly, regardless of how well I know that person, unless I'm in like my brain has like switched into people mode, it's tough. And like that's a it's not a fast switch. It's like an old fucking industrial lever and some it's rusted and people have to really
Right?
fucking I have
Right?
to get a team of four men to fucking shift it. So like that's so it's not always great. But I'm normally better at handling it now. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. That's nice.
Yeah. And it does like I'm more happy for the kids, I think, that they're like, you know,
Yeah.
able to feel like they're part of something, even though like the little girl that we were hanging out with, like Harper's like, yeah, they're moving in 2 years. They're military. I'm like, all right, there goes another one. Like, don't make friends, kids.
Do people live there and then like commute to like San Diego or whatever?
Yes, they
Fuck.
live here. They commute to Coronado Island.
Jeez, that's far away, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you have to go across the Coronado Bridge. It's like like it's faster to go to Tijuana than it is to get to Coronado.
I mean, well, okay. Well, I mean, fair play. I
And
mean,
that's where like all the Navy SEALs live
yeah,
and yeah, where the big bases and all the big buildings. And then we're like maybe like 30 minutes from Camp Pendleton where
yep,
they do all
yep, makes sense.
the
It's
trainings
just
and all that stuff.
Air Force or is it?
That's Navy also.
That's maybe also okay. Okay,
Yeah.
fascinating.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's true. I feel like that is, I don't know that I've known many kids, army families, and maybe that's just speaks to where I live in the world.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what I have written down here for what the crack is with me is saw Jurassic Park Evolution or whatever it's called.
Right?
Um,
Rebellion,
Whatever the
Demolition,
fuck.
Dominion, Rebirth.
Is it Rebirth? It might be
No, I think
Rebirth.
that was the last one.
Uh,
Dominion was the yeah, I
no,
read a
I think it is
review.
Rebirth. Hold
Is
on.
it Rebirth?
Yeah, it is Rebirth. Rebirth is the one
I'm
that's just
so
come out.
smart. I can't help my big brain.
Congratulations. Like
Thank you.
you should work with movies for sure. Um
What'd you just say? I forgot.
I saw Jurassic World. That's all you're hearing is that you should work in movies. I saw Jurassic Park Rebirth.
Okay.
Um
Scarlett Johansson,
Scarlett Johansson.
usually a good picker of movies.
Mm,
Mm,
she has her moments.
yes.
And it certainly she has been interesting in, like I think I like her, but like also I think she's just kind of like she's looking to get paid, and I respect that, you know what I mean? And I'm
Fuck
sure
yeah,
she,
she's looking to get paid.
oh, she must have got millions and millions for this. So fair play to her,
I think she's like the one of the highest. She might actually be the highest paid
I
actress.
think she is now, or she's certainly close to it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
whatever, enjoy that money. Um, so I feel like I only saw some of the most recent trilogy, but like I'm trying to think of another sort of big franchise where they're just like, yeah, fucking whatever. Here's some people, here's a dinosaur,
I
enjoy.
mean, every Predator movie,
Whoa.
every King
Slow down.
King Kong,
No,
Godzilla.
they have interesting entries in recent years, I think, whereas I don't know that
That's true.
any of the recent Jurassic Park films have been. They're like I enjoyed this and it was fine. I was glad I saw it in the cinema because it was quite spectacular and it's great to see dinosaurs on the big screen. And like, as much as I'm a cynical fucker, hearing Jurassic Park music play and seeing
Yes.
some raw dinosaurs is pretty spectacular,
It brings a tear to my eye every time.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm, absolutely under their thrall. But like, yeah, I mean, like, I suppose also the Star Wars reason Star Wars has been mostly terrible. I mean, there's some okay stuff, but mostly bad. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, it's just, I just love, I think just the promise of Jurassic Park. I mean, Jurassic Park, the original, is so fucking good. It's so good. And obviously, that's partially because of the magic of Steven Spielberg. He's, one of our greatest living filmmakers,
It's like a perfect film.
right?
Yeah.
So I think then everything after that is, the bar is so high that everything else after that can't help but feel a wee bit lacking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and also I think also because they kind of hit the point where it's like, well, how do we raise the bar on dinosaur peril? And it's like genetically engineered dinosaurs, and they're just fucking around with stuff, and I'm like, just leave it be. Let's just enjoy seeing T-Rexes do fun shit.
Yep.
But what do
Like
I know about movies? It's making millions and millions. So,
it is. I went on the Jurassic World ride at Universal,
huh?
and they actually have the Indominus Rex, which is
Oh,
like the
do they?
yeah, it's there. And then like you're going like and I was disappointed, honestly. I was like, I don't want to see the genetically modified like crossbreed. And granted, I already know that they genetically modified them to create them in the first place. I understand that frog DNA, but um like to then like, oh, we're gonna crossbreed the raptor with the T-Rex, and you're just like, fucking stop it.
Yeah, guys, just come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, a an enjoyable, you know me, and we're going to talk about it in this episode. I love going to the movies. I love it, love it, love it. My girlfriend um sent me a meme recently, and it was like, maybe I don't like the movies. Maybe I just like being in a dark room where it's illegal to talk to me. And I think there is truth.
Or to have your phone on.
Yeah, or all of those things. What a fucking dream. It's just my absolute dream. All of those things. No, it's illegal to talk to me and it's illegal to look at my phone. It's like, oh my
Uh-huh.
God. Fucking what a sweet fucking paradise. What a fucking
What's that theater
oasis in the
in LA
desert.
where they what's the theater you love in
Oh,
LA
the
with it
theater I love
that where they also
is
serve you like delicious food?
yeah. Oh no, why have I forgotten that? That's terrible.
That's okay. It makes me feel better when you forget things.
Oh,
I'm
I
like, oh,
forget
it's
things
not just
all
me.
the effing
Not just me.
time.
It's like gourmet popcorn and like all the things.
Yeah, it rocks. Oh, Draft House. There we go. Phew. Got
Okay.
there. Just searching my Mind Palace. I did not look online at all. So yeah, it was. Yeah, as I say, it was. That's I kind of love those experiences as well. But yeah, I love going to the cinema, and I think, as I say, so it doesn't really matter what film I see a lot of the time. It's just, hooray! It's a wee bit of a break from life.
I s-
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
did see Thunderbolts.
Ooh, how did you find it?
I liked it. Probably more
So did
than
I.
most things I've seen that they've come out with in the last like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years.
I think that yes, I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's one of the better Marvel films in recent years. And I think you've got like some really kind of killer talent in the cast. I'm gonna forget everybody who's in it, but I think that what do you call it?
Flor
Like I really like Wyatt Russell. What do you call the actress? Why have I forgotten her name? Wow, my brain today.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh, yes, who I love.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell,
Wyatt Russell, I think, is incredible too.
who is
Uh,
the spawn of Goldie Hawn and Kurt
yes, he
Russell, named
is.
after Wyatt Earp
Oh, I didn't know that. That
from,
rocks.
yeah, because he was Wyatt Earp in Tombstone.
I also think
Also
that
one of the best films ever. Sorry.
that's pretty great. I also think David Harbour's great. I think that
I
Sebastian
love David.
Stan's great. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think that's one of the reasons why that film did particularly well is that like all of it's stacked, the cast is stacked, like it really is. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it because I thought it was great, and I thought the end sort of like reveal was pretty great too.
Yeah, I loved it. I
But it
loved it.
was
And it's like, it's kind of like uh, you know, it's never the people that are in power are the ones that shouldn't want to be in power,
well,
right?
yes.
And the ending has a little bit of that. It's like you're like, yes, this works because none of them want, you know, to be the new Avengers. I'm sorry I'm spoiling it, but yeah. Anyways, it's an Avengers movie, so I'm hopefully not giving too much away.
So
So
yeah,
good.
yes,
Glad you went to the movies
yeah, hooray.
again.
Uh, okay. Okay. So, do you have any what's occurring for us this week, Beth?
I do. So remember I was making fun of Armageddon a couple weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
Did somebody write in said I unironically love Armageddon. I sincerely believe it's madness in the way in which it is unhinged and every conceivable level still delivers engaging mass appeal entertainment that has to be recognized as an art in itself.
I
I see the word pretentious is often misused. People will denounce something as pretentious if it's avant-garde or complicated in a way that they don't like, but the actual meaning of pretentious is to assert greater importance or meaning than is actually possessed. Armageddon is a very pretentious film, and it works because of it. I think the audience should be crying at the end. Its deranged sense of itself, alongside the outrageous execution, is pure entertainment, and having an ensemble cast who takes it seriously also works. Which, yeah, I don't know how they like took any of that seriously. Anyways, I am a Michael Bay apologist, though I haven't ever sat through Pearl Harbor, and I tapped out of those Transformer films after number three. So,
I think I know who that was.
yeah. So, I appreciate
I mean,
the
like,
different perspective. And I do like as stupid as like I think I called the movie stupid. Um I'm gonna stand by that, but like I also am not gonna take away the fact that like that works. That works.
Here's the other thing I say about that as well, is I think things can be stupid and still entertaining. And there's plenty of like
Yes,
stupid movies that I love and think are like masterpieces, you know? So it's like, I don't think it's necessarily, a pejorative. I, because I think, and it's one of the things that I always like to talk about where it's like, I love an art house movie or a movie that has real resonance or has really kind of strong themes and characterization and like rich storytelling, but I also like love a Fast and the Furious film. Do you know what I mean? Like it's great. It's but they're feeding very different parts of my brain, I think.
definitely. Definitely.
Having said that,
Feeding parts of your brain and sucking parts of your brain.
well, this is true, and that's okay. I'm okay. Just remove the whole damn thing as far as I'm
No, and
concerned.
then I was starting to think like what other movies are like Armageddon where it's just like so out and then it's like every Michael Bay film.
Yeah, I also
His
think.
his formula it for getting a bunch of money and a lot of star power like totally it works.
Have you heard of the term that's used to describe his films or what happens in his films?
No, no.
Bayhem.
Bam.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
Wow.
I mean, it
Yeah,
works.
it
Uh,
works.
yeah.
I like it.
So
So
okay,
yes, thank you for writing in with that.
absolutely. I have, and I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done one of these. I can't remember if this is where it goes, but I have an Andy's Down with the Streets.
You do not.
I
I've
do,
been waiting. I've been
right? The
waiting.
fans
Yes. I'm
have been
like,
salivating.
has he forgotten?
Uh, no, I like to let these things happen organically, and nothing has kind of like jumped in my head. And I feel like this isn't one. You know what? I'm just gonna. I always try to like talk about these too much up top. I'm just gonna tell you what it is because I heard it again today, and I love it. I love to use it, but nobody in this country understands me when I say it. Which is straight to the dome.
Straight to the dome.
Like, are
Straight
you
to the
familiar
dome.
with the term straight to the dome?
I'm guessing, okay, if I'm not familiar,
Okay.
I'm guessing it's like straight into your brain. Like I got that.
So that is absolutely one interpretation of it. It also means if you eat something. So say for example, if I ate an entire donut, I could say I took that donut straight to the dome. I could also if like something hit me on the head, I could say I took that blow straight to the dome. So it's like what I like about it more than anything is the utility of it and also how
Totally.
how vague it is at the same time. So it's like
So
deliberately
the
confusing.
the dome is not the dome is like ephemeral.
The dome is The dome is everywhere above the neck. Do you know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
you can also like, so, that includes all of the senses, hearing,
Yeah.
vision, seeing
Yes.
things,
Yes.
smelling things. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? So you can take
Yes.
so many things straight to the dome. And you know me, I like things that, um, are also, maybe slightly confusing and,
Is this like something new that the kids are saying?
I don't think so. I feel like it's a phrase that's been around for years and years.
I've
But
literally never heard it.
like I really love it. I just love it whenever people say, "Oh yeah, I took that shit straight to the dome." It just really makes me laugh, and I think it's such a funny way to think about, gaining information or even eating things. It will never not make me laugh. So yeah, straight to the dome, everyone. Start using it, please.
Yeah, bring it back.
I'm gonna see if I can find. I did actually mean to check when it came, but I couldn't find any. Oh, it looks like it's about over 10 years old.
Oh wow. Well, that 10 that's not that old.
It's true.
Like when you start thinking about like when Jurassic Park came out, right? The original. That's like or Jaws is 50 years old, right?
Oh God, I know. That's mad.
Yeah.
They're apparently doing some
Yeah.
50th anniversary
50
screenings.
they are. And I already
Uh,
bought the Lego and built it before
oh
all of
God.
that, but
All right. Well, we're not going to speak of that. Um,
no, it was. Coolest Lego
You
ever.
hated it and it
I
sucked
also
and it was a terrible
uh,
Lego kit,
it
right?
was horrible. It was
Okay,
horrible.
perfect.
It wasn't like completely accurate with like the
I wasn't.
Amity newspaper and coffee cups and like their table where they sat and like drank the whiskey.
It had none of those things, right?
No,
Okay,
nope,
perfect. Okay.
nope. In Lego
Um,
form.
okay, that's what I like to hear. I'm relieved. Um, so should we move on to our topic for this week?
Yes.
So we've called this the entertainment evolution. You know, I'm saying I already hate it, but anyway, it's fine. That's just what you're getting. We decided on ahead of time.
Shut up and dig
Yeah, just have to
it.
take it because obviously we're talking about movies and films and stuff like that all the time. We're both so super interested in it, and we were kind of thinking about the kind of evolution of film and also where it's at currently and where it's going. So we just thought we'd have we kind of chat about all those things because it's something I think about quite a bit and kind of read about quite a bit as well. So I'm always like really kind of curious to hear other people's thoughts on it.
Mhm. Do you want to know? Are you ready for a fact?
Yeah,
Guess that was a good burp.
thanks.
Guess where the original first movie using a projector called the cinematograph. It doesn't matter. Guess where?
Guess where it was?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Guess
guess
the country.
America.
No,
I've not the UK.
France.
France. Shit, I was gonna
France.
guess.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, first used projection with the cinematograph in Paris in 1895.
Was this the train coming up the screen?
I don't know.
I hope so.
It was either the train or there's like one where you just see people like walking around in the street.
Okay, yep.
So I would say it's either that or hold on.
That must be absolutely mind blowing. Like not seeing that for the first time must have been completely insane. Um, I with no frame of reference for it whatsoever.
No. And it's kind of like when they invented the camera, right?
Hmm.
And you could actually like see what you look like and like you would take a family photo like every, I don't know, 5 years or whatever, but you would be able to see the progression of age,
Yeah,
which like the Amish still they don't use cameras and they don't have photos of themselves, which is always fascinating to me
that is actually
because
yeah.
we're so obsessed with, you know, photos, especially now.
It's true, for better for worse. There's
Right.
like a really interesting thing in 28 years later about that, where basically, I- no, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like, some interesting sort of like, what is this futuristic shit sort of scene.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's like I saw some Irish people whenever we were in Toronto, and it's the first time I've seen them in IRL. It was kind of a fascinating experience because I don't think we have anything really like that. I mean, the closest would be Mormons. We have Mormons who call around the houses sometimes, but
Hmm.
you just don't see, especially because like Mormons also have the kind of shirt and tie uniformy type thing.
Hmm. I can't like I've been playing the Book of Mormon for the kids, and so I can't. I'm just like I know every word for that musical. And there was some in the park the other day, and I was like, "Look, kids, they're Mormons," and they were like, "They exist in real life," and I was like, "Yeah, it's like a religion." Like Charlie's like, "Can I go talk to them? I know about Jesus and God," and I was like, "Oh God, no, please don't!" Like,
Don't go down that
no,
path,
no, no,
Charlie,
no.
please.
I know. So that may happen. We may get an actual Book of Mormon from the Mormons. Anyways.
Um,
There, yeah. Sorry. This
no,
has
you're
nothing to
quite
do with
right.
anything.
And I'm loving these tangents. This is what we're here for. Um, like whenever I was thinking about this, I was thinking about because like I have such a vested interest. Obviously, talking about the right at the top of the episode, I was talking about this in cinemas being a viable long-term thing. They're so meaningful to me.
Hmm.
Um, there have been for as long as I've been alive. there has the death knell of cinema has been talked about. There's this idea that it's like going away. It's not going to kind of like be here forever. I think that this idea of like a home theater and people kind of moving away from movies is something that has never like materialized, but feels very closer to happening now, I think, just because of the
Yeah.
technology for home setups and also because like so many movies get made, get bought by by Netflix and don't get a theater release.
Yeah.
And that fucking
So
sucks.
Apple just tried with F1. So that's
Yes.
an Apple film that they released only in the theater. And so that's them trying that out for the first time. I'm hoping it's getting good ratings, but like we went, and granted, like I try to go when I take the kids to the early shows so we can get like 25% off tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and there are times where they're like what did we go see? It doesn't matter, but we were the only ones in the movie theater.
Yeah, I believe it.
And and I actually have a friend whose husband works for it's called Cinemark is one of the big theaters here.
Hmm.
And he's in charge of like, marketing and making sure that people still go to the theater. And it's interesting. Um, there are a lot of conversations around movies and theaters and, whether I think COVID was detrimental to
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
but also to movie theaters and um, you know, people, I think myself included, honestly, like I can get up to pee whenever I want and like I don't have to spend all this money and da 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 da. But like I do also love like sitting down in my seat. And now they have like, you know, these seats have everything but except for a toilet, they recline, there's a heater, it's got a like you can order food right to your
Oh,
seat. They're trying so hard.
like,
They sell liquor now
oh, really?
in the theaters. Yep, so you can get wasted.
Just in a regular theater? This is just like
This
a
is just yeah, this is like
fascinating.
yeah. So that's there's like the AMC. I don't know if you've seen the AMC
Oh,
um
the Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman
Uh,
with that suit I think is now in the Smithsonian and SNL did a spoof on it, but it's just this um and then you have all the big studio heads and big directors are talking about how, you know, if you take this away, like what are we losing? And I wanted to talk to you about that a little bit. Like if they do go the way of the dodo, like what are we missing out on?
like I think for a start, and it's interesting because I think that it's a very different experience in the UK versus the US. I think that there's something to be said for enjoying a film collectively with people. I really do. I think
Are
especially
there Do you have a lot of people that go, like, are you in the theater with a lot of other people?
I mean like, I'm in a small-ish town, so like it depends. I would say most of the theaters I'm in are like half full, you know.
That's good.
So it's which is not bad at all. So like it's it's pretty good in that regard. But like I think that the cinema experience in the UK versus the US is very different in that it's very unusual, not very unusual, but fairly unusual to hear somebody react really in a UK cinema.
Mhm.
Whereas like when I've watched films in the US, there's been like clapping and cheering and laughing and like whenever you're watching a horror movie, everybody jumps at the same time. You'll be people will scream or like what the fuck and like it's and I understand why people don't like that, but I also do quite like it in in certain ways, you know. I think there's something pretty fucking rad about it.
Like
Um,
that collective experience.
yeah,
And you're like, there's proof that we're all having a collective experience.
yes.
Yeah.
And there's something that really kind of like I think that experience can really hype it up. I mean, it's the same thing with like yoga in a way. What I really quite like about yoga is that I am having a collective experience, but it's also kind of a personal experience as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm on my own wee island, but everybody's there and we're all kind of like, drifting off each other's energy in a way, you know. So yeah, I also kind of think there's something about seeing it on a massive screen that changes things completely, especially like, epic movies like your Jurassic Parks and things like that. Like I think had I waited, I would never watch that movie at home
Yeah. Yeah.
because I think what it delivers, and it does deliver well, is the spectacle. It has problems in other areas, but the spectacle's fantastic.
I like sitting down in the seat, reclining, putting on the heater, the lights dimming, and I I more and more like the earlier you get there, they're doing commercials, which they didn't used to do. But the coming attractions, oh, I
Yeah.
love them so much. I get
Yeah.
like stoked, and it's like, okay, I'm planning out my next like 3 to 6 months of like what I want to see. Um, and then like yeah, that it does. It feels wonderful. I think I told you this that Mike took the kids to see the Minecraft movie, and
Hmm.
like Charlie was like, "Oh yeah, like this part everyone was like singing along, and this part everyone was laughing and clapping, and they were yelling, and they already knew like they'd seen it before, and so he couldn't believe that he was in a theater where people were enjoying something he also enjoys so much,
Yes.
right? It was
Yeah.
like a completely new experience for him. And how do you replicate that, right?
It's also, things like, I mean, we've talked about it before on another episode. We did a whole episode about it, like The Room, for example, like
Yes.
the cinema experiences of it it had a cult following, and people were like, threw spoons at the screen at various points, and
Hmm.
repeated certain word, like lines and stuff. So like it's it's such a shame. It would be such a shame to lose that or lose the potential for that. Um, I
I
like
don't,
mhm.
I don't, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like, you just can't replicate that at home. I mean, it's like, how easy would it be to get even like 10 people in a room watching a movie together comfortably? It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
Have you seen the size of the TV that Mike brought home?
Yes, I have.
Uh, that was not my choice. I,
Hmm.
I don't like, I remember, like, I remember there being a second run theater.
Hmm.
So it'd be like out of the major movie theaters, and this was back when you would go to like Blockbuster Video or like Hollywood Video, and they would have like 30 copies of the one movie you wanted to
Yeah.
see, and like everyone had already checked them out, and you'd be like, oh, now I have
Yeah.
to watch whatever. But then there would be a second run theater where you would pay like $2 or something and get to watch something that was already out on video.
Yeah.
And then I remember like being in college and there was like I guess it was like an art house movie theater that like this was before they had figured out like to try making the movie theater an actual experience beyond sticky floors and like spilled popcorn
Hmm.
everywhere. Um, and that was cool. So I don't foresee them disappearing entirely.
No.
But I don't think that these like mega cinemas are gonna um last as long as a smaller like theater or cinema
I
would.
think you're right. Those things that kind of do,
Like the megaplexes.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's, like so many other industries, they're just there for pure profit. It's not like a lot of independent venues that I've been to, what I kind of really love about it is that they have a conversation with me about it. So like when I went to Alamo Draft House in LA, and I got tickets to see the SNL movie. And the guy goes, "Oh, I just saw it. I really loved it." And he's like, "It was a bit chaotic." And we were talking a bit about it. And I said, "Yeah, I was like I was like, I was thinking about going to see that. I was thinking about going to see The Substance. And he goes, man, you need to see The Substance. It's incredible. I won't talk too much about it, but see at some other point. And we just had a really nice like chat about movies. And I just, I think that that is not something you're going to get in a megaplex. Those people are there to get paid. They're getting paid probably a shit wage. They're trying to
Yes.
get you out of there as quickly
Yes.
as possible so they get on to
Yes.
the next person.
Yes.
And so I think there's something really special about that combined love of film, and getting to share that is really nice. Especially like with how my brain works, I find that really comforting, like having a subject to talk about that I'm passionate about, you know.
Hmm. I I wonder too, so like where I used to live in Oregon, there's the Lake Theater. It's been there as long as I've been there. It was the original like sticky floor. Mike told
Hmm.
me this gross story that I can't just have this in my brain. They had these like weird bathrooms and like they've redone the whole thing and now like you can actually rent out one of the rooms and have parties there and they have like a whole menu. There's a bar and I think it's like two or three two theaters and one of them, yeah, you can turn it into like the seats move and it doesn't matter. But that's another way that these places can make money is by being like an event venue also. But it was so before it was renovated, like he and his brother like went up to use the bathroom when someone had taken a giant shit and then poured green apple nerds on top of it and
No,
left it in the toilet for someone else to find.
horrifying.
I know. And one time Mike and my brother-in-law have been friends since like seventh grade, and they snuck a whole pizza in, like shoving it down like Dave's pants.
Amazing.
I know.
I
Uh,
love it.
yeah, those are like those experiences.
Yeah, this is and like
Can't replicate.
remember like going in to see, and I think I told you before. Well, like going in to see Boogie Nights and being the only two people there, and like with me and my friend, we were just having a blast, enjoying that. But like with the I have a friend who's a manager of the cinema, the local cinema here, and he as part of his job would have to set up new films and like run them through to make sure they were like working okay. And like it's like 2 days before, I
He'd be
remember
like,
the
"All
one.
right, I gotta
He's like, I'm
run a
gonna run
movie."
through X-Men 2. Do you want to come down and watch it early? And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Ah, yeah.
And it'll be like me and him in the cinema by ourselves, just watching this movie 2 days early at Rock.
You know, it's funny that like as we're talking, I'm like remembering, I'm having memories that are coming back of like, oh, I saw this movie in this theater. I remember who was there with
Hmm.
me. Um, I remember, yeah, like being in high school and like going, like feeling so excited because I was like going to a movie theater with friends and not family. And I felt so grown up and we like snuck in
Yeah.
to see Interview with a Vampire. Speaking of terrible movies, I know, right? Somebody get on me about
Oh,
that.
you're in big trouble for that
I know,
then.
right? But like, I do have these really good memories of
Uh-huh.
being in the movie theater.
I like I have, in terms of early ones I snuck into Pulp Fiction, Train Spotting, and Seven when I was a little
Damn.
bit too young. And what a combo. Like that was about within a few years
Yeah.
of each other. It was like, so good.
No wonder you're so fucked up.
Right? I mean, I've continued on with that. Um, so I want to talk a little bit as well about like like what has been interesting to me, and again, it's not the sort of thing I maybe would have noticed independently, but just reading articles and stuff about it is that there's like no kind of like mid-budget films anymore. So like things like
Hmm.
and like comedies are such a big one that there just really aren't comedies made anymore. Like, or if there are, they go straight to, Netflix or whatever, or Amazon or whatever. Um, but like there's no kind of money for these sort of like mid-budget comedy movies and for them to kind of make a splash. Um, which is why I'm really kind of curious in particular about the Naked Gun reboot that's coming
Hmm.
later on this summer. I think that like it's got like some legitimate talent behind it. I think it could be interesting, but it's like comedy movies in particular are so divisive, so who the fuck knows? But
Yeah.
it would be nice to
And
see that.
re like, I guess there's a lot of rebooting going on
Yes, there
too.
is.
So I'm wondering if because of streaming, okay, so I'm going to go a little further down into this wormhole. So I was talking to you about this a little bit off pod. Justine Bateman
Hmm.
um, was in Growing Pains.
Yes,
She is Justin Bateman's Jason, sorry, Justin.
sister.
Jason Bateman's sister. Really smart lady. I saw her on a podcast talking about why movies matter and what is happening with the studio system and setup, where instead of, like Universal or, Paramount or all these, these bigger studios, now you have Amazon, right? And Amazon is this castle. Amazon will always make its money,
Yeah.
right? And around that is a moat, right? And they throw other things into the moat. So, you know, movies, Amazon Prime, that's in the moat, but the castle will always stand whether or not the moat is dry or not. The same
Yeah.
thing with Apple. Apple is phones, right? Apple has its castle, the moat.
Great.
They're throwing movies in there too. They're throwing TV shows in there too. So whether or not the moat is successfully a moat and it doesn't matter if
It
the
doesn't
castle
matter.
will still stand, right? And I was like, that's a very, very interesting way of looking at it because um you want it to succeed, right? Obviously, but it's not going to sink the ship. Whereas with these movie studios, you want to make a profit because you don't want like that's it. There's no other way to, to make money. And maybe that's why more reboots are happening because they know it's a guarantee.
And yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah, I suppose it is. I mean, like it's maybe it's. I don't think there's any such thing as a guarantee, but you're right. It's the closest thing to a guarantee, but it's like it's so soul destroying. Honestly, again, it's just like where are the new ideas, and it's just such a like a fear of risk. But like I think the problem again there is that like these kind of big tentpole blockbusters, there's so much money thrown at them that they have to be at least very big successes or else they make no money back. So it's like all or nothing. So I
Yeah.
suppose they have to like aim these things right down the middle as much as possible. And it's just such a shame because then you just don't see, you know, you know, something like a Jaws or whatever that just like comes out of the blue and just, takes your breath away and just feels so fresh and unique and exciting. And it
Hmm.
just feels like there isn't a ton of space for that anymore. Like, I'm sure if I really thought about it, there would be some examples in recent years of that happening. And I know that there would be, but like, it just it doesn't feel like it happens with these big movies anymore, really, very much.
I think I was thinking about this. I was like, what was the last movie I saw? Whether or not it was in the theater doesn't matter, but like what was the last movie I saw where I was just like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is different? And I think it was Parasite,
Yeah.
which was what, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
It won Best Film.
It did.
Um, and that I think, I appreciate that no, I don't appreciate. You know what pisses me off
Uh-huh.
is like the Oscars movies, like half of them I couldn't even watch
Yeah.
because they weren't
Yeah.
released in the States. And I feel like that needs to shift. I would like to see more international films like in theaters here.
Yeah. That's fair. I and I think and I have definitely seen films that have moved me like in that time, but like they've always been smaller films and like, and
Like
I've seen
A24.
yes, or Neon or whatever, one of those
Yeah.
like sort of like they've definitely done some interesting stuff. Um, and I think back that, some films over the past few years that did work for me that were like at least got like a quasi widespread release, but all of those a lot of those feel like anomalies, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. That I think is the scariest and the biggest sort of threat in my eyes to cinemas is just like the lack of having things that's going to drive people into seats.
Butts and seats.
exactly. And that's the only way they're going to survive is by having the product to put out there, you know. Um, I think that like, you know, it seems like the worm has absolutely turned on the whole kind of streaming services thing. Um, like, for years, Netflix, you could share your password, blah blah blah, all good. Then like
Do
they
you still do you still use your Andy Pass? You're still on ours?
it doesn't
Oh,
work.
really?
Doesn't
Those
work.
fuckers.
No, they don't. They really don't. They smash down on that very quickly, and that that worked for them, and like they ended up their profits ended up going up, so they're not going to change that back, and so many other companies are following suit. So like you know people said that it's exactly what it used to be. It for a while there it was like look at these incredible streaming platforms, all the content I could possibly want is on here, and now it's like to stay up to date with the stuff you're interested in, you have to be subscribed to like five or six
Yes.
different services.
Yes.
You're
And they're all like
paying
15
like,
bucks.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really it's nuts. And like it's interesting because like not just in so the same thing's been happening in the gaming space as well. So there's like gaming subscription services, like Game Pass is a
Yep.
famous one. Sony have one, and
Netflix just started theirs.
they have a game thing. So does Amazon actually. Like so, loads of
Hmm.
places do, and they are great deals at the minute. But it's only for a while. It's only until they have a big enough base, and then it's all gonna like lock down, and it's gonna get shitter, and as these things always do.
Do you think do you think that the quality like I can also think of like TV series. I was never really into like TV shows
Huh?
with like laugh tracks and sitcoms and all of that. It was just like never my
Yeah.
I think The Simpsons was maybe like the closest thing to that I would be interested in.
Hmm.
I also wasn't allowed to watch TV except for on weekends,
Yeah.
right? So then I would be like, and my mom would, I wasn't even allowed to watch My So-Called Life with Claire Danes and Jared
Well,
Leto. I know.
it was
So
pretty adult, that show.
it was. My mom would like vacuum around me while I was like trying to lay there and just like, Mom, I'm trying to watch this show everyone's talking about. But like I can think of TV shows that are so fucking good, right? That um and I'm like, if this TV show is so fucking good, why can't they make a movie good?
Yeah.
Right? I would say I feel like I feel like I feel like I pay more than the movie is worth when I go and see a movie in the theaters right now.
That's interesting. That's an interesting angle in that, actually. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like with tax for me, it's 20 bucks. And then if I bring a
That's
friend or the kids, it's like $80. And then they each want something to eat. So I ordered, it's like, it's like 150 bucks. So then I'm like, do I really want to sit through Lilo and Stitch remake live action? Right? They've already made the movie.
yeah, it's true. Hey, when you can just wait for it on Disney Plus, this is another big issue,
Mhm.
actually. I think that is one of the things we are quite lucky in that it's still relatively expensive to go to the movies here, so it's not quite
Yep.
as bad, but like it's still, yeah, that sucks. That's like a undertaking when you're thinking
Yeah.
about it in those terms,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I look at like I keep, movie stubs from like high school and I'm like, I paid $3.25 for that,
Yeah,
and it was really blah. I guess I just think that as with greed and power and all those things, right? Like the shape of this is it's gonna fall.
it is. Oh, it's as all these things happen, yeah, as they try to like just sort of like shave things off to make more money out of it, it'll just collapse. But yeah,
It's
sucks.
like Amazon bu buying James Bond, right?
That's a nightmare. I mean, like, I don't have any particular love of the James Bond franchise. They're fun movies, but like I think there's a lot of uh, issues with the James Bond franchise to put it
Absolutely.
mildly.
Absolutely.
But like I know that Amazon will just fucking shit all over that and will just like there will be a James Bond Jr. TV show. There will be a whatever Miss Moneypenny TV show. There'll be all kinds of fucking stupid shit, so they
I
can
would watch a Miss Moneypenny TV show.
really. Okay. Um.
Just watching this woman get sexually harassed all the
Oh
time.
God, I know
Be
that's
like,
true.
been there, girl.
Yeah, that's true. Every woman's experience. I think that like, and I think that is such like, and I think that is another big problem and another real kind of existential threats to movies is like the amount of fucking content there is now, and like every,
Yes, yes.
I like,
It's like you were saying, like you don't have time to watch everything that needs to be watched.
like, and I'm seeing stuff like, because I would have watched all the Marvel shows before. And I kind of stopped halfway through. I was so excited for the Daredevil show because I fucking love the character. And I was so excited for that show, and I only ended up watching half of it, and then I kind of lost access to Disney Plus, and I was like, whatever, I'll watch it at some other point. And I started watching an episode of Ironheart, and I was just kind of like, the formula for these shows is really evident really quickly, and I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like, uh, I do I want to invest my time in this? Really, it's just, and it's such a shame because like there's so many of those characters and stuff that I love and would love to kind of spend time in that world, but it's just like uh overwhelming after a while.
I mean, to be fair, like there have always been good movies that come out and there have always been shitty movies that also come out, right? Like all of the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns because it was cheap,
Yeah,
to film in Italy and like, you know, ship them over here. So I'd say I'm not trying to say that like, movies have gotten worse, but I would agree with you that there's not much new out there, and I wish there was.
yeah, it's
I'm
true.
like, how do we, I mean, how do we get Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to like make my screenplays?
That's the real
Come
question.
on, artist equity.
And the question that we really were trying to get to with this episode.
Right. Mhm. Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see how the next few years shake out. I really hope Naked Gun does well, and I hope it ushers in some more or some more comedies and then movies and things like that. I really do. I would love that.
And comedy is hard right now because um
What's illegal?
com what?
It's
Because it's
illegal.
illegal.
Yeah,
I know, kind of is.
yeah. Comedy's legal again.
Yeah, make comedy legal again.
Yeah.
I agree though. It's like uh I mean, I was trying to think like when was the last co I saw Wolverine and Deadpool, but that's not gonna hold the test of time,
No,
right? There's so many like uh it's a little too things that are
it's
happening right now,
it's too fucking
right?
cute as well, and like I
Yeah.
think that like I don't know whether I speak for everybody here, but I feel like everybody is like really fucking getting tired of Ryan Reynolds as well. I feel like he's really just fucking fire hosing himself everywhere for
Yeah.
too long now, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, Ryan Reynolds, I get it.
Yeah.
You're a bit cheeky,
Yeah.
cool."
Yeah. Yeah. Uh so I think I don't I yeah, I love the concept, but the execution was not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So, I guess just like, what's your hope? Like, if you could do, w- because I know you have one, if you could wave your magic wand
hmm
with movies and the movie theaters, what would like, what would the future look like?
I just like to see a wider range of stuff in the movies,
Mm,
and I want people to be able to go and have a choice of like a whole different pile of stuff. It feels like,
yeah.
we have, broadly speaking, kids movies, blockbusters, and horror movies
Horror.
for the
Yep.
most part, and
Yep.
that's it. And like obviously there's exceptions to that, but like it just feels like three lanes and it's such a bummer. It really is. There's feels like there's
Mm.
so much else out there and so much other potential to like get people excited about. And I think I would just love to see that. I would just love a range of stuff. to get people excited and to get people like coming back out of the movies, you know.
Yeah. And I will say, like, when the TV was invented, right, they were like, oh, this is the end of movies, right? This is
Yeah.
the end of the theater. And it wasn't,
Yeah.
and you would have thought COVID would have done it, but it didn't.
True.
And so it's very possible that, um, the drive-ins didn't succeed,
The
but
Dragons.
drive-ins, did you
Oh,
guys have
drive-ins.
drive-in?
No, we never did. We don't have the weather
Okay.
for drive-ins, no, sadly.
Right, right, right. So I remember, yeah, like I remember I saw Crocodile Dundee at a drive-in, you know?
I'd love to go to a drive-in. Is there still some drive-ins exist, or are
There
they?
are, we had one. It just closed like right before you visited last
I see.
year. Um, and I was sad. And then they turned it
Yeah,
into a flea market, and I was like, yay! Um, but I just I don't foresee them going away. Movie theaters going away
no,
forever.
no,
I don't. I
absolutely
just don't.
not. They better not, or they're gonna answer to me.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I would agree. Variety would be great. I just kind of want more people to go. I
Yes.
worry. Like every time we go and sit down, I'm like, there's 12 people in here. How are they making any money? Um, but, concessions is huge. And
Yeah.
actually, this is a fun, weird fact that you might like. Um, they didn't want to introduce, so like, I guess like going to the movies was kind of more of um, an elitist activity,
Mm,
but the Great
interesting.
Depression uh, cured that issue, and like movies became more popular because sound was invented around the same time. People were poor, but they could afford like a nickel to get in, and so they were trying to think of like super cheap foods. And that's why they were like, oh, let's do like popcorn because that's cheap and cheap and lots, and so that's why we have popcorn in movies and why those things are so associated.
And God bless them. It's such an essential part of my movie going experience.
Exactly. So,
Love it. Cool. Do you have anything else you want to chat about just before we move on to the end of our topic?
um, I think, I I just want to throw a little appreciation out to the museum, the Academy Museum
Oh
of
yeah.
Motion Pictures, and you told me to go there, and now I've been twice. Um, it's this great museum in LA. If anybody has a chance, like you should go. You should donate a little bit of money. They're preserving all of the original rolls of these movies.
Hmm.
They're digitizing them. They're making them, all these amazing rolls of film have just been like sitting in basements, and they're just deteriorating, and so they're trying to um, not just keep costumes and all that stuff, but all that money goes towards preserving
Yep.
all of our collective history. So it's just a cool thing to see, and I'm glad someone, aka like Steven Spielberg, I think,
Yeah.
um, had that idea. And
Yeah. It
yep,
really rocks. It really
yeah,
does.
yes,
Well worth a look if you're in LA.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Love it. Okay. And in that case, Beth, what has been bringing you joy this week?
So this is weird for me,
Okay.
I guess. Like when Mike goes out of town, he cooks all the time. He cooks. It's
Oh yeah.
like
Hmm.
so I get to like try new things. So I've been making homemade sushi.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I'm kind of getting into it where it's becoming an obsession.
Hmm.
How do I roll the perfect roll? And I have not figured it out yet. But I got pineapple. So this is dinner tonight. Pineapple, cucumber, carrot, tofu, and what was the other thing? Cucumber? Did I already say that?
Think so.
Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. Avocado.
Oh yeah, love
So
it.
vegetarian. The kids love it. I have the whole roller thingy. I got the
Yes.
sushi rice maker. I got the
Yeah.
little, yeah. So I'm like watching videos and making sushi, and the kids are totally into it, but it's more like me. It's my thing. I bought the kit for the kids, and then
Hmm.
I was like, I'm taking over, and
Let
now
me
it's
make
like,
this.
let me make this, and now it's like all I want to do is be making sushi rolls all day long.
Sushi rocks. I freaking
I
love
know,
sushi.
it's so good.
Um, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I
It's
love.
I did not expect to stay. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh no, this is like totally bringing me joy.
That's a really good one. I like it. It's been funny because like I also have a food related one. So I I decided to do some baking at the weekend. I wanted to make some vegan shortbread. And ordinarily, this vegan shortbread recipe I make it you make it in like a pan, and then you like cut it into fingers. But as I was starting to make the dough, I remembered I had these lucha libre um like what's the word I'm looking for?
They're
Anyway,
like cookie cutters.
cookie cutters, yeah, cookie cut.
Yes,
So basically, what happens is there you have a cookie cutter that's the shape of the Mexican wrestler's head, and then you have four different stamps with different
for the
like
face.
lucha libre massive ones. A guy's got stars in his head, one guy's got flames in his head. So I made all these lucha libre shortbread cookies, and they really rocked. I'm gonna send you a picture of them.
Okay, you
Um,
should. That's
but
amazing.
it just made me happy, and but they were fucking massive, and like I was bringing some round to my mum and like my auntie, and I was like, "You may need to cut these in two. These are these are brutal." But it rocked, and I'm so glad. Like I bought these. They might be close to 10 years old, and I've never used them, but it was so exciting to finally get to use them.
Where does one get a lucha libre?
I find it in one of those like bargain stores that was clearly like it had like reduced in price, and I was like, oh shit, I'm buying these.
Yeah.
Now that I've used them and know how well they work, I'm gonna be using them all the time. So I'll send Beth a picture, and you can post it if you want.
So
I'm just gonna
is
send you
it
the picture
like
right now.
okay, I'm curious. Is it like does it have a is it like a cookie cutter where it's like got a handle on the top, or is it just like the shape?
The ship, and
Okay.
then
You
you
can do
like
so much with that. You can
right.
like I've seen chefs do that. They get like they have like a little it's like a circle and then
Hmm.
they'll put rice in there or whatever and then you pull it up and then it stays in that shape. So when you
Yes.
make spaghetti next time, you can do it
Ooh,
in a
lucha,
lucha libre head
lucha
style and
libre
it will hold.
spaghetti.
Yes,
I make
yes.
sushi and just stamp lucha libre faces onto them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Love it. So yeah, so that was great. I like that we both had food once. That was nice.
No. I'm gonna
Okay.
send you photos of my shitty sushi.
Please do. I want to say it.
Okay.
All right. Okay, folks. So that's us wrapping up for the week. Beth, can you tell everybody where they can find us?
This is epic, by the way.
Right? Looks good,
Yeah,
right?
it looks good. You find us at bendypodcast.com. I'm busy. Sorry.
So yeah,
I'm
she's busy.
looking at
She's doing other things.
Andy's Andy's cookie pictures.
Which is the really important thing.
Right.
Uh, all right, folks. In that case, as always, we'd like to remind you to
Stay
stay bendy.
bendy.
All right, folks. We love you.